Hello guys, it's Masters up here. In this video we're going to be talking about legendary brawlers and the easiest way for you to obtain them. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the ways you can get them and about their mechanics, how they play in game and how are they in the current meta. So yeah, first we're going to be talking about Spike. Spike is, I already talked about him in another video, but that video is pretty much outdated because it was 5 months ago. So yeah, Spike's main attack, he throws like a spike ball that then bursts into 6 little more spikes that go in all of the directions, dealing about 700 damage at max level. So yeah, he's super, he can shoot it over walls and it's a field that slows down enemies and deals damage over time. So his first star power is Fertilizer, which makes him heal by 800 when he stands in his super. And his other star power, which it was okay before, but now it's kind of doo-doo, it's called Curveball. You probably heard of it somewhere. It basically makes Spike's attack, when the spikes go all around it, it just makes them curve in a motion somehow, and yeah, it basically should cover more field and be easier to hit enemies, but it really doesn't do that. So our second brawler that we are going to be talking about is Leon. I just got Leon yesterday, so I'm not really that good at him. You can see probably the gameplay behind is me playing with Leon in Brawl. He's only power level 1, but I know a lot about him because he's one of my favorite brawlers because my name is Leon. So yeah, his main attack is he throws about, I think, 4 shurikens that deal most damage up close and little damage at long range. So Leon is pretty devastating up close range, of course, because he is a short range brawler. So yeah, his super is in an invisibility. So he's about invisible for, I think, 6 seconds or something. It got nerfed a lot of times, but yeah, you should use the Leon super in bushes, and then when you use it in a bush, it basically, the enemies are going to think you're in a bush, but actually you're just being you're actually being invisible and walking up to them, and you're about to surprise attack them and kill them probably. So Leon's first star power is Smoke Trails, which makes him, I think, 32% faster while he's using his invisibility. And his second star power is Invisi-Heal, which makes him heal 1000 HP per second, which sounds OP on paper, but he mostly heals up pretty fast, and then that healing is basically going to waste because he's already full HP. Alright, our third brawler is Crow. Crow's main attack, he basically throws out 3 daggers that poison enemies, and that poison deals damage over time to them. And his super, he basically jumps and a circle of daggers appears, which also can poison enemies. And Crow's super is pretty hard to charge up because Crow usually can't land all 3 daggers, because he usually has to stay on longer distances because he's pretty squishy, aka that means he doesn't have a lot of health. And his super, it could be useful sometimes, but mostly you just want to use it to finish up or just with your team wipe the enemies. And Crow's first star power, I'm not sure the names of Crow's star powers, but I think it's Carrion, it's extra toxic, which basically makes when you hit an enemy and when that enemy is poisoned, they basically deal, I think, 10% less damage, I'm not sure. And his second star power is Carrion Crow, which means he does 50% more damage. I'm not sure the percentage of damages. I think he just does more damage to enemies that are below 50%. And yeah, that's Crow for you guys. And our final legendary brawler, it's Sandy. Sandy's attack is basically like Poco's. It travels and can hit multiple enemies. And Sandy's super is a big field of sandstorm, which basically makes you and your teammates invisible. And Sandy's first star power is it's Stormy Winds, I think it's called, and it basically deals 120 damage to all people that are inside of the sandstorm, enemy players. And his second star power is Healing Winds, which basically to all of the teammates it heals 25 hit points per second. And now when you know everything about the legendary brawlers, now we can learn how to obtain them. So the first way of getting legendary brawlers is just the basic way. You just open up boxes, play every day, and you should get them in about a few months. And it may take more if you have more brawlers or not, because every time you get a brawler, a new brawler that isn't legendary, or it could be legendary, your legendary chance goes down. But every time you open a box and don't get anything, your legendary chance goes up. You probably all know this stuff, but for some of you that just started playing, this could be some useful tips how to get those legendaries. As a starter, your legendary chance is pretty high, about 2 and something%, which actually, you know, that's why all of the new players have a lot of legendaries, and that's basically the reason why I got Spike so early. I got him like in the first 3 weeks of playing, which is pretty early. And most of the players then that started playing at the global didn't have legendaries. Now, token doublers, token events, and ticketed events. So first let's start with token doublers. Up to 1 day you can earn 200 tokens, which is equivalent of 2 regular Brawl boxes. And in a day you can get about, I think, 5-star tokens, which when you get 10 of those you can get a big Brawl box. And a big Brawl box is basically like 3 little boxes. Alright, and token doublers, let's say you have those 200 per day and you have 200 token doublers. If you use all of those 200 tokens that you have daily, you will get double of those. That means you are going to get 400, and when you get 400, that is 2 extra boxes. And that's why they're called token doublers, because your reward has been doubled. And token doublers, they don't double to star tokens, it only doubles to regular tokens. So yeah, you basically just want to play showdown, and those token doublers can stack up to ticketed events that use tickets, and the ticket events usually come out at weekends. So basically it's Robo Rumble, it's boss fight, and it's big game. So Robo Rumble is the best one for getting tickets and tokens. Not tickets, I meant tokens. So yeah, you can bet 1 ticket, which means you're going to get 1 times the reward, and the rewards are like this. If you get a max time of 6 minutes and 30 seconds, you're going to get 33 tokens, and if you bet 1 ticket, you're going to get only those 33. And if you bet 10 tickets, that means you're going to get 330. And if you bet 20 tickets, which is the maximum you can bet, then you are going to get 660 tokens, if my math is correct. I just basically looked like if it's double, and yeah, so that's Robo Rumble, and in that mode you just basically defend your safe from the robots, and it gets progressively harder. And then it's Big Game. Big Game is probably the most fun one, but it's not really the best for tokens, but it's fun. You can basically be the big brawler. You have to survive 2 minutes and I think 10 seconds for you to get a decent amount of tokens. And you have 5 players trying to eliminate you, and you have a lot of health and you deal a lot of damage. And that mode can actually be frustrating because a lot of people play Jessies, who you are probably going to face like every match, and it could get annoying. And then we have boss fight. I don't play a lot of boss fight because I don't really like that mode. But in that mode, you basically just there is a big boss you have to eliminate, and you have to do it in the fastest time. In that mode, you don't just get tickets. You just get more tickets by beating more stages. And I think there is like hard, normal, medium, and everything like that. Now the time you have all been looking for, it's special offers and free legendaries. Okay, legendaries are free if you just get them from a normal Brawl box, but that can't be pretty difficult because it will take a lot of time, and nobody has that much time to, you know, play every day. And so yeah, I bought Crow when it was a special offer for summer, and I got Mecha Crow, and I got a pretty good deal because it was I think like maybe 40 something like that % off. So yeah, I got it on a pretty cheap price. And yeah, you should, if you have some spare money and you really like Brawl Stars, but you need those legendaries and you just can't progress with your other brawlers and trophies, just buy some legendaries. Like currently there is a Leon offer, which is pretty good because, you know, you can get Leon at half price, which is one of the best deals in the game, because I don't think they ever sold a legendary that cheap in the Brawl Stars shop. So yeah, and then we have also the way of getting free legendaries. So Supercell, usually when they release new skins for, let's say, Spike, Leon, and other brawlers like that, they usually give Supercell all of those skins to give away.
How you can win a free legendary brawler of your choice, and maybe even some other stuff as well, because that's what's going to go on in this video.
Guys, this is Benny. You're bringing another Brawl Stars video. Today we have some exciting news. There is going to be a way to win a free legendary brawler of your choice and unlock that brawler and get the skin that you want.
So, because in the last few updates, we got pretty rare brawlers. We got B, which is an epic, Max and Mr. P, which are mythics. So yeah, that basically made legendaries a lot rarer to get. So yeah, now we're going to be getting some pretty easy brawlers to get, like super rare and rares, because, you know, they didn't introduce those since like in a year basically, because if you remember my Rosa video, that was the last time they introduced a rare brawler. So that means we're getting a rare brawler probably soon, even maybe this update, or a super rare this update. Like Carol got released after Jean, and Jean got probably released somewhere in the same time as Mr. P, but a year later. So yeah, you basically want to get all of the new brawlers like Mr. P and Max and B, so you have only legendaries to get. And so yeah, when you unlock the new easy brawlers to get when they get released, then you can basically have a much bigger chance to get legendaries, because a chance to get a mythic and a legendary is, you know, it's not that different. The legendaries are much rarer because they have a smaller percentage of to get them, but still legendaries are much harder to get than mythics. Wait, I just said that, but who cares? So my point is, if you have a mythic to get and a legendary, you're probably gonna get that mythic first because it's easier. But when you get that mythic, if the random dice wheel rolls in your favor, you're going to get a legendary brawler, and it's not going to be between a legendary and a mythic brawler. You have a 100% of getting a legendary brawler if you have all of the rest of the brawlers, because I see a lot of my friends that are high in trophies, they have mostly all of the mythics and everything like that brawlers, but they don't have the legendaries. I mean, you know, I'm one in that small percentage of people that have all of the legendaries, and I'm of course happy, but I had to buy Chrome, and yeah. So yeah, that's basically it I have to say about legendary brawlers and your chances to get them. So this video, it didn't really take that long to make it. I just made it like in a few days. I mostly just you know, worked on my thumbnail skills, and I'm pretty sorry about not uploading in some time, because I didn't really, you know, feel like uploading. I didn't have any ideas. I had school things, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and found